Hello and welcome to another episode of Making Diablo clone in Lisp. So today is going to be the last episode in this season, in this couple of months that I've been calling the season 2. So I'm going to be taking a small break for the new year, the holidays, and I'm going to be back at January 18th. After that stream, I'm going to see you in the next year. For today, let's just focus on that one last thing I've been doing lately, which is documentation. So another thing I've managed to do in this season 2 of mine was to kind of migrate the actual game building process to Circle CI, which is kind of great CI service. As a matter of fact, they support open source things. Well, that's why I was able to migrate there. So yeah, that's been great. Let's just try and type some documentation for today, and yeah, that would be it. So after I return with season 3, which is going to be January 18th, I think I'm going to have more or less complete documentation, or well, at least semi-complete. I think I'm going to be work also a bit more on marketing the whole thing, and yeah, let's see. We will going to see. So where have I stopped last time? Let's have a look first of all at HTML export of the beautiful documentation I got here. So the combination is Ctrl+C, Ctrl+E, HH. So yeah, it says something about org from Elpa, from GNU Elpa. I mean, what the heck? Yeah, I think I'm going to have to do just what Emacs tells me. So package install, oops. Yes, I want org, right? But I can't really find it here. So yeah, I guess I would just, have to go to this interface. How was it called again? I forgot. Package, list packages. Yeah, that's the one. So let's find org here. I reckon I've been trying to update org on the last stream in hope it would work faster, but it was the whole different issue with the performance. God damn it, why I have to scroll that much? I mean, come on, damn it. LMNO org. O is for org. So yeah, okay. So what again was it asking me to install? Whoa, wait, how am I not having org here? What the fuck? Okay, now that is weird. So what if I scroll further, I guess? I mean, probably I could just Google this message. So where was that? And lost it again. Yeah, I think it was before this expert. So let's see. Yeah, this one. Important blah blah blah. Yeah, sure. So how to install blah blah blah. Yeah, okay. Let's see how to do that. Or contrib or contrib. So you need GNU Alpha, non-GNU Alpha. Alpha is back right here already. So what do I have to do again? Remove the old directory, making force reinstall. Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Damn it. So, same problem. Deleted org and still have the message. You don't need to comment out the org mode. Put on GNU Alpha higher than org mode repo. Right, on GNU higher than org. In the list, and you need to delete. Okay, so let's try maybe that. I don't know. I honestly don't know how to actually fix that. So I only have Melpa and Orc. I don't even have non-GNU, whatever that is. So okay, that goes before the Orc. So I guess... Oh, I don't even have GNU, right? That's weird. Okay, let's put it here. So now we have it. Let's try and exit Emacs and then remove that that directory here. So I'm gonna have to go to where again? Elpa, right? Yeah, and then remove orc whatever. Oops. Yep. Okay, let's try that. So it doesn't seem to be working though. What if I... Yeah, okay, I think I gotta have to do package refresh contents first. And then, well, I don't know, package install org. Okay, we got it. And then package install org. Oh yeah, I remember. I was doing it from the, like, this thing, eval REPL of Emacs or whatever. So I was doing like package install, right? Package install org. Yeah, that's what I done. Now I remember. Is already installed. Well, thank you very much. So how do I... Okay, is it actually like really working? So if I go to doc.org, yeah, whatever. And then if I do Ctrl-C, Ctrl-E, H, yeah, it kind of works. Okay, nice. So what do I have here? So in this directory we got... What do we got? We got doc.html. Right, so the last thing I was working on was ECS, and namely it was entities. So I think for today I gotta work a bit on components, and that's pretty kind of tiny file, so I don't... It wouldn't be that hard or that long. Okay, let's try and do that. So first of all, let's open components, and yeah, here we go. So it has only like 200 lines, and that wouldn't be that hard. I mean, most of that takes this huge macro, so yeah, I'm going to document that as well. Okay, so let's start. Let's start with the new section, and probably I just gotta copy that, and yeah, preamble too. Okay, so let's copy that, and it is, and yeah, now we got components. So now we tangle to components.lisp, and blah blah blah, so then end src. Alright, so how I started this section about entities. And this list contains a few global variables, blah 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 blah. Okay, I gotta turn this on. So, right, a bunch of functions manage entities, blah blah blah, the former is not required, yeah, okay. Right, so what do we got here? We got a generic make component. Alright. Yeah, probably on the, like, second thought, probably I should start with systems, right? But then what the hell? I mean, those are generics. They're kind of well, the natural way of Common Lisp to extend some behavior. So yeah, let's just start with that. All right. So first of all, we got generic called make component. All right. So components components.lisp file contains a couple of macroses. Let's put it that way, advanced. A couple of advanced macroses. What is the word here? Needed. Like, how do I put that? There's a couple of advanced macroses used. Yeah, used to define a new component. As well as what? So we got those generics for systems, then we got this kind of memory management function and this helper, and then that's it. So let's say a few helpers. Okay, as well as a few generics. Okay, so how do I formulate the thing that those generics kinda apply to systems? I mean, what are the words here? I'm bad with English. I'm so bad with that. So what I'm googling for is clause, right? And I want to have a look at cookbook. So yeah, this one. So yeah, multiple dispatch. Yeah, whatever. I'm just searching for the proper like formulation of the sentence to kinda say that those generics belong to systems. Yeah, that might be it. So as well as a few generics belonging to systems described in the next section. Described in the next section. So a few generics belonging to systems. The few component related generics belonging to systems described in the sections, and few is a plural. I can't use a here, right? A few, or can I? As well as, yeah, probably not. Yeah, a few component related generics belonging to systems and a couple of small helpers. So first we have make component generic. Have make component generic that takes a system instance, an entity. Goddammit, entity. I'm suddenly being dyslexic. So an entity and and optionally a list of, or like a plist actually, yeah, right? So those rest parameters, yeah, and optionally optionally component. How do I put that? So it takes a system instance, an entity, and component creation parameters. Let's put it that way. Component creation parameters. So what does it do? Does it actually return the thing? I can't remember. So let's open some system, something, I don't know. Yeah, probably I would have to search for that to be sure. Alrighty, so where am I at? So coordinate system, it kind of returns the thing, I guess, because it has like make coordinate at tail position, right? And that's kind of the structure. Okay, so then some other ones, yeah, make combat, so that makes sense too. I'm kind of flaky at the protocol for that generic. I mean, what does it have to return? Yeah, so what the documentation says, sorry. So creates a new component, user parameters, blah, blah, blah. Parameters could include prefab key, blah, 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 blah. Uh-huh. Okay. Prefab, huh? Yeah, I'm kinda still not sure that... Wait a sec. One let sound and... So what does it... And... T? What the fuck? I mean, why would you... Oh, yeah, I see. It kinda... always returns true. Okay. But still, I'm still not sure though, and this is one of the moments that you kinda explore more your own code base. I mean, by the looks of it, it always returns something, right? Component. Which one is that? Yeah, the item. Oh, this returns something different, right? The system slots, blah 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 blah, sparse matrix ref, make item. Make item. What is make item? Oh yeah, that's the part of this div component. Okay, alright. So I might want to actually refactor this. Huh. I mean, at least this line. I mean, this make component method for the item system, which returns some crap instead of the actual component. On the other hand, what is the the actual thing that those things return? I mean, they are defined in this dev component macro, right? I'm going to go back in a few minutes. So what does it return? So component blah 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 with plural name. Where is the actual thing? Oh wait, that's no. Is that SOA? I can't quite remember. Oh yeah, here we go. So here it constructs, this macro constructs the actual kinda constructor for that thing, for the component. So for instance, for item, that would be make item. So here we go. What does it return? So here it ends, and yeah, it does setf as the last thing. And this setf, oh wait, it sets kinda like a bunch of the fields for that component, right? So yeah, the last thing to return here would be some crap, yeah, like some field, and this wouldn't even make any sense. So yeah, returning the value, I mean, the returned value from here is kind of random crap. And consequently, this doesn't make much sense to return something from the make component generic. So yeah, okay, that's fine. So I'm here, yeah, the generic supposed to have generic text system instance and component creation parameters and performs... isn't it a bit pathetic? Performs creation. That's kinda, I don't know, a bit too much. So it takes blah 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 and creates, yeah, it creates a component. Yeah, probably first of all I gotta mention that I have singular, like one-to-one relation between components and systems. Haven't I? I mean, I kind of forgot, but I should, right? So they have components, system. Yeah, I do. I use system here, right? So yeah, I probably should mention it somewhere above. Where do I enter this? Okay, yeah, probably right there. Probably I should mention it right there. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay, so right here, it is worth mentioning that in our engine we have 1 to 1. Oh, it's actually 1 to, how did I put it? Now we have singular relation between component and system. That is, am I using that correctly? IE, yeah. So that is, we have singular relation between component and system. That is, the component always relates to, or kind of always belongs to a single system. And can a system define like a few of, several systems? Yes, several components. Oops, I've pasted something. So god damn it, components. Yeah, I also have just single slot here, which means that I kinda only can have one bunch of components, right? Component firmware, yeah, I guess so. Components. I reckon I have some systems which do not define any components. So how does that work for me, I wonder? Yeah, I'm again exploring my own code base. So yeah, with system slots, initialize systems. Yeah, so probably I should have a look at this macro of the system and how does it handle those components. Wait a second. Component? No, I thought I was using some. Oh, wait a sec. Symbolic. Yeah, I use. Yes, right in the macro dev component, I define the method system create for the corresponding system. And yeah, that's the magic. So yeah, I think I can have a system without the components. It would have like a couple of extra slots here, but that's hardly an issue. And yeah, the components, index and components. So oops, how the fuck have I done that? So components. Yeah, I'm not even using those much anywhere here. Okay, that's cool. So back to the docs then. So the component always belongs to a single system, and the system can have only one component. How do I put that? It's not actually the component, it's like the component class, or it's not actually a class, but a component type, shall I say? So the component, so the component type always belongs to a single system, and the system can have only one component type or no associated component at all. In kind of in simple cases, should I add that? Or no associated component at all. Okay, so first let's put it that way, define. We define make component generic that takes a system instance, an entity, and command crash parameters and creates a component for the system belonging to this entity, belonging to the given entity. So we just define it. We don't really define an implementation. So begin src lisp some doc string here and then end src. So again, how do I? Yeah, like that. So yeah, no web ref. So let's call it, well, make component, I guess. A component. Alrighty, so then I probably also should add it here. Make component. Okay, so let's try to render that to HTML. Yeah, here we go. So components.lisp file contains a couple of advanced macroses used to define a new component, as well as few component-related generics belonging to systems. Let's climb to the next section, and a couple of small helpers. Yeah, some word begs to be here. A couple of small component-related. I'm kind of repeating myself here. And a couple of... Yeah, okay, so let's see how that looks. And, well, how that sounds. So components.lisp file contains a couple of advanced macroses used to define a new component, as well as few component-related generics belonging to systems. Describe to the next section. And a couple of small component-related helpers. Yeah, that will do. Okay, so it is worth mentioning that in our engine we have singular relation between component and system. Yeah, well, it's not like exactly singular. It's kind of 1 to 0 or 1. How do I mean, that's kind of the name for those things. 1 to n and kind of, yeah, not that. 1 to n. Yeah, 1 to 1 relation and n to n and whatever. So can I have like 1 to 0 or 1 relationship? Does that... Oh yeah, 1 to 0 or 1. I mean, this is even a thing, right? That's interesting. As a 1 to 0 or 1 relationship happens when a primary key, blah blah blah. Yeah, whatever, some stuff from relational databases. 0 or 1 or to 0 or 1. Wait, what? That's the same thing. 0 or 1 to 0 or 1. Oh yeah, he means that he have two different ones. Okay, I get it. Okay, so 1 to 0 or 1, I guess, is the word here. So let's put it here. We have 1 to 0 or 1 relation between component and system. No, it should be the other way, between the system. No, wait. System can have 0 or 1, right? And then component is always has one system. So 1 to 0 1 0 Yeah, I'm having a hard time kind of figuring this from philosophical standpoint. So system can have like 0 or 1, and this one has only 1, so kinda... Yeah, it kinda adds up. I'm not exactly sure though, but yeah, 1 to 0 1 between component and system. Yeah, okay, let's leave it be like that. Alright, so where was I? Right, so it is worth mentioning that in our engine we have 1 to 0 or 1 relation between component and system. That is, the component type always belongs to a single system. Yeah, let's put the word singular. I like it more. Singular. Alrighty. So yeah, right. Once again, it is worth mentioning that in our engine we have 1 to 0 1 relation between component and system. That is, the component type always belongs to a singular system, and the system can have only one component type or no associated component type at all. Yeah, I think I should add the word type here. Alrighty then. Right, so first we have the... first we define make component generic that takes a system instance, an entity, and component creation parameters and creates a component for the system belonging to the given entity. Right. I probably should mention the thing about the prefab key. So the Rust parameters creation parameters. So Rust parameters could include Right, so the rest parameter plist parameters, goddammit. So the rest parameters plist could include prefab key, in which case it specifies that the component should be created from the given prefab. So prefabs are covered in depth in, well, prefabs section. In prefabs section. All right, we get it. So what is next? So next we have delete component generics. I mean, how? Oh yeah, that's the default implementation. Right. So next we define delete component generic that takes, well, again, a system instance and an entity and deletes the component from the given entity. So that would be delete component. Alright, here we go. And src, got it. So we also define, or kind of implement, I don't know, whatever, define. Also define the default method for, I mean, the default delete component method for componentless systems, which basically just does nothing. All right, here we go. So that would be, I don't know, probably also delete component. So how do I do that trick again? I've been taught the other week. I kind of have this single name for different blocks, and then how do I? Wait a sec. Novabref. Oh, I think I've messed up a little bit, but just a little bit. So the thing is, I have to use the name construct here. God damn it! How do I keep doing that? So yeah, and the novabref is actually a syntax for that trick. Yeah, right. Okay, so wait, that's not start engine. That's make component. So name make component, and then also the name here. Delete. Oh yeah, and here I actually want to use that trick, right? So how do I do that again? I just start with the novabref, right? Yeah, I think I do. Novabref, run engine, blah blah blah. Right, and then I just include that here. Yeah, I do. Okay, cool. So novabref, delete component, and then again, yeah, the very same header for this bit. Delete component, and then just add it here. Delete component. Yeah, damn it, it was autocomplete list. Right, alrighty then. So, well, first of all, let's have a look at the HTML output. How does it Look, okay, so the rest parameters plist could include prefab key, in which case it specifies that the component should be created from the given prefab. Prefabs are covered in depth in 2.9 section. So next we define delete component generic that takes a system instance and entity and deletes the component from the given entity. We also define the default delete component method for componentless systems, which does nothing. Okay, so now I gotta make what's called again tangle. Control C, Control V, T. Yeah, I remember the key binding better than the actual name of the thing. So I gotta switch to here, and then just have a look at the difference between components and the one from source. Yep. Okay, so what do I have here? Yeah, it works nicely. The only thing here is the extra new line I probably want to add somewhere. I don't know where exactly. Probably here. So again, Control C, Control E, T. Yeah, works beautifully. So again, let's have a look at HTML expert. Yeah, it kind of adds the extra new line here, but whatever. All right. And I mean, how Chrome got here? Right. So what's next? Yes, some to do. Yeah, probably I also would want to add this to do here. And yeah, then those helpers. System adjust components as component, and yeah, then the macros. All right, so this thing, system adjust components. Let's just copy the code here first, and yeah, got it. Damn it. So, and this RC then, RC, oops, and then yeah, the name would be obviously system. Nope, system. Just components. Right. So next we have the helper that's used in like component memory management. In components memory management. Called system adjust components. Yeah, I swear I had it in my autocomplete here. Yeah, here we go. It's called system adjust components, which, okay, so what does it do? System. Right, so it kind of takes, yeah, it adjusts the storage of the system. Okay, so called system adjust components, which adjusts the size of system component storage being sparse array. Have I referenced those somewhere? Wait, why is it sparse array? It should be global array, perhaps? Oh, yeah, right. I probably should cover that. Oops. Yeah, of course I hit my camera. Right, so I probably should kind of talk about that in systems. Hello, yeah, the dogs everywhere. But yeah, probably I'm just ending the, well, season 2, and I'll be back in January with season 3, and that should be, well, funnier. I mean, I hope, at least. Right, so this thing should be global vector, I think. I mean, why should it though? So, okay, have I used sparse array somewhere? Yeah, I haven't. Ooh. Okay, I probably should reference the next section then. So, blah blah blah, which adjusts the size of system component storage. new project the next year. No, I mean, I would just be working on that still, but in hopefully on a new level. So yeah. Okay, so which adjusts the size of system components storage. Described in detail in the next section. Haha, in the next section, and I will return to that in a week at least. Right, and let's storage. Hologram project. Yeah, I mean, it already has been 2 years, and yeah, it's just going on. So this sounds kinda right. Let's have a look at, well, how that looks. Alright, so next we have the helper that's used in components memory management, called system adjust components, which adjusts the size of system component storage, described in detail in the next section. Yep. Okay, so let's add that to the tangling thing. Oh, wait, where was I? Yeah, here we go. System adjust components. Right, so what's next? So next, yeah, this couple of helpers to see if that component belongs to the entity, right? So let's start with this one. I wonder if I can use percent symbols in the, in Emacs org names of sections. Let's just try that. Percent has component P. Component P. And then end. There's here. Yeah, I mean, I'm just curious. Would that actually work? Percent has component P, so I've saved it. Let's try to export it first. Alright. Yeah, it exports to HTML, so let's try and tangle that. Alright, so what do we got? Yeah, it works. It works just beautifully, yeah, without any hiccup. Which I kind of expected, to be honest. Okay, so where was I? So, okay. Next, we got a couple of helpers. Hello, Sister19 lol online. Whatever you mean. Right, so we got a couple of helpers used, or no, what is the word here? We got a couple of helpers. Yeah, let's use the word used. So I got a couple of helpers used to determine whether the entity has some component, has some systems, some systems component. So okay, so the percent has component P. Component P does the test without any extra checks. System. Yes, entity is, well, entity, and then the system component index. All right. Wait, I mean, how I actually use that thing? Yeah, entities, system. Okay, so for instance here, what is a system. Yeah, with system. So it is actually an instance of a system. Okay. Entity has some systems. Component does the test for a system instance and for like given for given system instance and entity without any extra checks. So it's twin brother has component P without percents. Come on, I've seen it there. Oh, why autocomplete here is so damn bad. Okay, so it has component P. So what? I mean, how is it different? System instance. Yeah, I think. I mean, am I using that without the percent anywhere? Component P, yeah, here. Alright, so keyword. So it's the brother has component P, takes the system as, I mean, takes this system parameter, the system, or like argument as, wait a sec, I think I should replace the word parameter with the word argument somewhere above, somewhere here. Component creation parameters, or maybe not. Okay, so it takes the system argument as a keyword denoting the system. And it also bothers itself with actually checking if the system is already created, making it useful, like in cases of early system initialization. Okay, in cases of early system initialization. Alright, and then I just copy that thing. Okay, so this one is without the percent, and yeah, here we go. And src. Okay, let's look at that. Alright, so next we got a couple of helpers used to determine whether the entity has some system component. The percent has component P does the test for given system instance and entity without any extra checks. Yeah, right, its twin brother has component P, takes the system argument as the keyword denoting the system, and it also bothers itself with actually checking if the system is already created, making it useful in cases of early system initialization. Okay, cool, that works. Right, so let's maybe have a look at tangling then. Oops, no, Control C, god damn it, Control C, Control E, T. That's the key chord here. And yeah, this works beautifully. Yeah, probably I should shove this to do, but yeah, whatever. So now I only have this couple of macroses. Alright. So next we got this huge macro that is used to define a structure of arrays. Oh, that's some drum and bass here for me. Oh, it's rather breakbeat-ish, I would say. But yeah, I kind of like it. Alright, where was I? So next we got this huge macro, yeah, probably I should name it right away. This huge def SOA macro that is used to define a structure of arrays, and a container we using to, how do I put that, to alleviate, to leverage CPU caching. We're using to, or like we're using to store components, right? So macro used to define a structure of arrays, a container for components. For components we're using to leverage CPU caching. Yeah, I probably won't go into detail here. Destruct. Yeah, I won't go into detail of that macro. Only stating that it defines an actual structure with the struct. I mean, does it? Yes, it does. Okay, and then it also defines a bunch of array accessors, right? Those things. This way. I mean, do I even expert that? I'm not entirely sure. But whatever. Yeah, probably the big thing I also will do in season 3 would be just, well, kinda, what is the word? Like separating the code of the whole ECS from the engine and like releasing it as a separate library with more liberal license, so it would be usable in other projects as well. Yeah, I kinda wanted to do that for a long time. Alright, so array accessors, right? Symbolicate name S. The fuck? What would be the name? Slot names. Okay. I probably should have used plural here, but whatever. Plural name. Okay. Slot. I mean, how do those work though? Oh wait, inline. It only defines those things as inline, but then it just kind of goes with those things, with the docs, getter declarations, set declarations, and unsafe setter declarations. Oh man, yeah, that's a lot. So it also uses global vectors, right? Yeah, it does. Oof. Okay. SOA slots. And SOA slots are, yeah, global vectors. Okay, so stating that it defines an actual structure with def struct, having its fields as, no, I mean having like global arrays as its fields, and yeah, probably without having, yeah, an actual structure with def struct. It defines an actual structure with def struct with global arrays as its fields. I'm repeating myself with the word with here. Def struct and global arrays as its fields. And I mean, how do I? So it defines an actual structure with def struct. Wait a sec, so I would be clever here. An actual structure with global arrays as its fields. An actual structure in the struct sense with global arrays as its fields. And so what? And on the statement that it defines an actual structure with blah blah blah. So I'm lost here again. Any other declarations? Set of declarations. Yeah, I probably should kinda describe what those are. And I mean how they're different from the safe ones. Setter, define, setf. What the fuck is going on here? Again, let's claim define. Define setf. Okay, so it does. Oh, I guess the only difference, I mean from the looks of it, is that just it uses those global vector ref with a star and without a star. Okay, so, and yeah, it defines an actual structure, blah blah blah, and a bunch of accessors, both both safe and unsafe. The latter using global vector ref with a star, right? No, without a star. Yeah, probably I should go then with the former. The former using global vector ref with a star. Dun 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 dun, a star. Described in detail. Described in detail in global vectors. Global vectors. All right. Yeah. Have I mean, am I actually exporting that? So def component, and yeah, I'm not exporting that. So I should also mention that we got this huge internal FSA macro, blah blah blah, define structure of arrays, a container for components, blah 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 blah. I won't go in detail. Understand that defines the actual structure in the struct sense. Variable arrays is a bunch of accessors. Former using vector ref describing normal vectors. Okay, alrighty then. Gather decals. Setter, safe. Okay. So that kinda does it. Okay, let's copy the source then. Def SOA. Alright. Def SOA. And then, ooh, that's a big thing. Okay, and src. Alright, let's have a look at HTML now. Alright. Have I reread that? Yeah, I think I did. Okay, so next we got this huge internal def SOA macro that is used to define a structure of arrays. A container, sorry, wait, have I mean, can I do the, like, long dash in Emacs org? Would that do a trick? Yeah, it kinda does. Can I do the extra long dash? I mean, why not? Oops. Yeah, nice. That is precisely what I meant. I mean, am I using the, like, short dash somewhere else? Don't even cry. Yeah. And that. There's important consequences, namely. Yeah. Right. Where was I? Let's re-export the thing. Yeah, here we go. So next we got this huge internal FSOA macro that is used to define a structure of arrays, a container for components we're using to leverage CPU caching. I won't go into detail of that macro, only stating that it defines an actual structure in the struct sense, with global arrays as its fields, and a bunch of accessors, both safe and unsafe, the former using ref star described in detail in 2.12. Okay, def SOA, here we go. Wow, that's a huge thing, right? And I'm kinda not liking the color scheme of that thing, but I guess that's tunable. Okay, where was I? So the last thing, oh yeah, let me just copy that here. Def SOA. And yeah, goddammit. The last thing in this file would be... what would that be? The actual dev component thing. So I probably should just copy the header from here. So dev component. Okay, and here is the end. And SRC. Alright, got it. So dev component it is. So finally we define implement, yeah, whatever. We implement dev component macro used to define the new, well, used to define a new component type within a given system. Right. I mean, why do I have this thing here, name and system again? Oh, it kinda is the default, right? Yeah, it is the default. So am I using dev component with non-default name? Let me just search for that. Oops. Yeah, okay, so dev component, coordinate, UI, combat sprite, mob, HP, item, sound, character, player. Oh yeah, I am, in case of debug. The system is called debug and the component is called debug buffer. Yeah, and the same thing is in map. I have the system called map and then the component called map chunk. Okay, this makes sense. All right, so yeah, slots. Define a component type within a given system. In a given system referenced by a symbol. Referenced by a system symbol. Right. So one can also define or like specify a name for the component which is by default is set to the system name. Right, so these slots are kinda the same as in def struct, right? So let me just search for that. Yeah, like here, for instance. Yep, type, name, default, all as usual. Okay, so I just also this is the name. So the macro also takes slots parameter, which behaves similarly to the like same parameter in def struct. I mean, is it called slots, or how is it called? Def struct name and option structure name, option structure name. Wait, what? Slot description. Yeah, it's called slot description. Type read only. Yeah, okay. So the macro also takes slots parameter, which behaves similarly to the like def struct slot description. Is it? Wait, slot. Yeah, whatever. Slot description argument. And here I also probably should use the word argument. So I also don't want to go in very deep detail here, but probably I should. So what does it define? It actually uses def SOA. Then it defines... Oh, wait, how do I... Yeah, weird. So then it defines the macro with name and one with plural name, and then system create, and then delete component, and then make name, and then that's it. Okay, so I probably should describe all of those, right? Okay, so let's first have a look at how that looks in HTML. Right, so finally we implement the component macro used to define a new component type within a given system referenced by system symbol. One can also specify name for the component, which is by default set to the system name. The macro also takes slots argument, which behaves similar to the def struct slot description argument. Alrighty then. So then all of those things. So yeah, I'm just too lazy right now to finish those, so let's at least commit that. So yeah, I don't want to commit that, but then those changes, yeah, probably, yeah, I should commit that separately. Okay, so changed to the, how was it called again? Long dash? I can't quite remember. Long M dash or long dash. Yeah, okay. So change to the long dash where appropriate, or rather should I say everywhere, but whatever. Where appropriate. Okay. Right, got it. So next, this thing, components. So it is still incomplete. Well, yep, here we go. So the IP, edit, components.lisp docs. Yeah, and also push that. All right, got it. So I guess that would be all for today's stream. So yeah, thank you very much for watching, and yeah, this would be the end of Season 2. I will come back in Season 3 at January 18th with some new stuff to, well, implement and do. Hopefully it would be a lot more funnier. And yeah, thanks for watching, take care, and goodbye. Till